Have you ever pondered over the question, what is the role of university students in global political issues? Today, we delve into an unfolding story that might just give us a glimpse into the answer. Picture this: university campuses across the United States echoing with the voices of students passionately protesting, not just against the war in Gaza, but against the global power structures that enforce prejudice and oppression. From the East Coast to the West, these students are standing up, fueled by a strong sense of indignation, willing to risk arrest to support the Palestinian cause. But this isn't just about the conflict in Gaza. These students see it as a fight for justice, one that is intimately connected with issues closer to home: indigenous rights, discrimination against African Americans, and the impact of climate change. Their activism isn't a narrow path, but a broad perspective that ties the Gaza conflict to larger societal issues. Now, let's rewind a bit to where it all began. In October of 2023, a UC Berkeley academic, Victoria Huyen, stirred the pot when she offered students extra credit for attending pro-Palestinian protests or lobbying Congress about Gaza. This move was met with accusations of bias and anti-Semitism, leading the university to expand the extra credit options. A small spark that lit a larger flame. Fast forward to April of 2024, student protests at Columbia University and other campuses escalated. The demand? Divestment from Israeli companies and those with ties to Israel, as well as a call for a boycott of Israeli universities and institutions. This mirrors successful movements in the 1980s at Columbia, where divestment from South Africa was achieved. Yet, the complexities of the Israel-US relationship make achieving divestment from Israel a more challenging endeavor. Despite facing a mixed bag of criticism and support, including from figures like President Biden and House Speaker Mike Johnson, Columbia University stood its ground, refusing to divest from Israel. The protests may have drawn attention to the conflict and applied pressure on stakeholders, but the effectiveness of divestment in bringing about political change remains a question mark. In a world where global issues are more interconnected than ever before, the role of university students in political matters is evolving. From protests on campus grounds to lobbying Congress, they are making their voices heard. Whether or not their demands are met, one thing is certain: they are shaping the discourse, daring to challenge power structures, and striving for a world where justice isn't just a word, but a reality. Today, we've explored the recent wave of university protests in the US, their origins, and their impact on wider political dialogues. We've seen that these students aren't just spectators, but active participants in global political issues, driven by a broad perspective that connects local and global struggles. As we wrap up, let's keep in mind this thought: in the grand scheme of global politics, every voice matters, every action counts,